Happy last day class, everybody. How are we feeling about that project? No, bad. Very close. Good, good. Hardly started. Not so good. Getting yarn to work. Yeah, okay. Uh-huh. Project 3 out of 5. I was like, wait, what? Oh, other classes. Yeah. Zero idea why my edit doesn't work. Yeah, I had some meetings for work, so I haven't been paying attention to Slack much this afternoon. Bags of croutons? You know, they have like chips or croutons. I can't imagine croutons are less expensive than chips. But I don't have any chips. Okay, all right, fine. I think you spelled it right. Crouton. I think that's right. Sam's Club. Crouton. Spell it again. No, I'm not playing your games today. Actually, I kind of say both. Pecan and pecan. It like for me it depends on like it's like and versus a. It depends on whether it's preceded by a vowel or something. Yeah, Ken, I feel you. Uh-huh. Dan Lewis, what's up? And Larissa. Well, I guess that was sent to me privately, but yeah, tell him I said hey. How expensive are lobotomies? I mean, there you can go cheap on a lot of things, you know.
Craig,
Hmm.
I have something that I need to show you.
Okay. Is this going to require me giving you rights to share your screen so you can rickroll us all?
No, check Slack.
Craig is asleep.
You're going to want to scroll all the way up for that.
What have I know that there is a Craig is asleep because I've somebody else. I think it was in your collage. What is okay? Webs,
We
web.
posted web apps.
Uh-huh. But they aren't
Mods,
apps.
mods were asleep. We posted web apps. It makes sense. It's funny. Haha. Laugh, Craig. Laugh.
You know, what pictures are we showing here? Oh, and then you guys just drawing on stuff. Yeah.
This was a 2 month in the making joke, and you shot it down in less than 2 minutes, and I'm very disappointed.
I mean, you know, You ruined it by you ruined it by talking about it in the collage. You didn't think I paid that much attention. I looked at every piece of that.
I blame Max and his obsessive need to make collages.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good stuff in here. What is the Craig? Okay. Good times. Good times. So do we want to complain more about the project? Is that what we want to do for today?
I have a question about,
Okay.
do we have to do the custom title component? Is that part of?
Nah.
Okay. And no filter either on the list?
No, don't have to worry about the filter. Did I mention that in the project description? Because I kind of jacked that from last year, and I don't know if I
Yeah,
did.
it's not in like the long one, but in the shorter one. It's like make sure to have blah 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 files, and it just mentions.
Oh, was that the grading section?
Maybe, probably. Let me look.
Yeah, I think I deleted that yesterday. I looked at it and was like, you should only need 3 files. And I'm like, no, none of this was right. I don't know why I left this section in.
Oh, it's gone.
All right. I'm ahead of the game. All right.
Just kidding. Never mind.
We should fix my edit as a group for learning. I'm kind of tempted to do that. Actually, I forgot to make the quiz. Hold on. Keep talking. Somebody say something interesting. I gotta make a quiz real quick.
All right, guys. Craig is asleep. Post web apps.
How are spider webs web apps like?
Because they're being applied to things.
Are
it
they?
started out with the very first post that I made was a picture or a video tutorial about how to apply spider webs that are like Halloween to bushes. And then it slowly evolved into spider webs being applied to people's faces and wholesome spider webs. And then it just turned into all out spiders.
Okay.
Here we are making arachnophobia people afraid for their life.
Oh, hey, I do have a quiz. Okay. All right. How do where is this? Edit. Make sure it's due today, December 4th, not 2019. Oh, today's the 2nd. Yeah. Done. Save. Okay. Can y'all see? I don't know. Which module is that in? Do I need to publish that too? There we go. All right. We got a quiz today, ladies and gentlemen. You'll be happy to know. Didn't have to override get reference many. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so what are we doing today? We want to talk about people's problems. I guess I should talk about the final, right? Because, you know, there's one of those coming up. When is the final? I think it's Tuesday night. Clemson final exam schedule. Monday, Wednesday, 4 to 5:15. Tuesday, 7 to 9:30 p.m. So next Tuesday, 7 o'clock. How hard is it going to be? Probably easier than the midterm. But there's going to be more code reading and understanding. So I would suggest there is some like short answer or true false stuff, but most of that's from the midterm and the quizzes. So, you know, just read up on that stuff. And then also, are you able? I think you're able to view the midterm. Now I have to go look at that. Where is the midterm? I don't know where the midterm is. I think it's in quizzes, isn't it? Midterm closed. Available due until. Let students see the correct answers on October 7th, so you should be able to see the midterm. Let me know if that's not true. It may have similar questions. They may be just different enough to throw you off if all you did was memorize the other questions. But there's going to be more code comprehension. Like, hey, I would say the two, so I'll give you at least this much of a hint. Read up on the registration JS page that you wrote for project 3 or 4. What project was that? The one that you had to register. Where's my code? Yeah, project 4, just the whole indexed registration index, JS and HTML. You can exempt if you have an A. Yes. So read up on the registration client-side JavaScript stuff, and read up on the Project 5 Node.js and Redis stuff. So if you know all that, and then you know the quizzes and the midterm, you should be good to go. Any questions about said midterm? It is not going to take like 2 hours to do the midterm. It's probably going to take most of you like 1 hour. Bet. Yes, 89.5 plus is an A. How many questions? Let me look. How long does it take to do this project? What did I say? I think I did this project in like 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours. Yeah, exactly. I knew what I was doing. So, you know, writing code, not too much. Understanding what code to write? Is it double? I don't know. I think different people have different like multipliers, you know? What did I say the last one was? I think I said writing project 5 was like 8 or 10 hours for me. So if it took you like 20 to 25 hours, then you're probably at like a 2x. All right, let's see. How many questions? We got 1, 2, 3, 8. 27 questions. No, I'm not doing Advent of Code. I just got other stuff going on, man. It's just every night at midnight. Yeah, okay. So do we. It's too much work. I mean, I would rather I'm only halfway through Half-Life Alyx, and that game is totally got its claws in me. I had to catch up on his Dark Materials, and I still need to finish Raised by Wolves, and I got the new Stormlight Archives book, which is freaking 57 hours. So, I got other more interesting stuff. Do you know how much code I do all the time? Like, I don't need more coding in my off time, especially when it's like, this will be easy. I got a grade. Exactly. I mean, I haven't even made them. I mean, I have the final from last year, and I got to tweak it a little bit. But last year it was like a Google Docs things that I printed out. So, I need to like actually get this uploaded to Canvas, and I haven't done that crap yet. So. We don't actually have to submit any files, right? Just a link in our Project 6. No, I would like to see the source directory. What did I say? I think I said what I wanted you to tar up. I don't really care too much about the Docker files, but I do want to see the source directory of your React, I think is what I said. Nope, not grade Project 6. Go away. Yeah, submission. Please submit a tar.gz or zip of the 4 files listed above. There's way more than 4 files. Yeah, I just want... No, yep, okay. This. It's in the submission section of Project 6. I suppose I could actually get my OBS turned on and start screen sharing or something. Browser, there we go. No, don't give me all of Project 6 because I don't want all of your damn node modules. Be better. Better is my last name. No, it's not. Window projector preview share. There we go. Okay. It's close enough /rug. See, this is why you don't get great grades. I mean, true. Do you? I don't know. I don't pay attention to like overall grades that people have. Oof. Not after Project 6. Yeah, so how much do you have to screw up on Project 6 to not have to take this to not have to take this exam? $86 or higher? Okay. You might be safe. You might be safe. But you also haven't started it yet, right? So I don't know. Oh, the Docker files are done. Ooh. Like the first 12 lines of code for the project. All right. So throw hands. Here for a good time, not a long time. Yeah. So, I mean, I talked about the final. If we want to talk about the project, we can do that. If we want to just sit here and complain, we can do that. I mean, I guess I could give you guys the quiz now, and then we could sit here and complain and talk till like 5:15, and people can dip out if they want to. Does that sound reasonable? Sorry, is there? Yes, A is exempt. In fact, 89.5. It's exempt. Specific tips for my situation, but I can't share out my code. True. Don't like show everybody what your code looks like. So I'm hoping that I will be free most of Sunday to help all of you procrastinators get that final little, get that final 1 or 2 bugs fixed or start the project or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. When is exam? Procrastination is not having other things to, and that's true. I'm not saying all of y'all procrastinate. I'm just saying some of y'all procrastinate. The exam is 7 to 9:30 on Tuesday. I'm not a procrastinator. I just like living on the edge, right? I procrastinate on accident. Do we have to do it at 7 or will you open it early? I think I have to do it at 7, just so that all of y'all have the same amount of time. I know. I gotta at least like attempt to be fair to everybody. But really, it's probably only gonna take you like 45 minutes. Based on previous semesters. Decided to take 5 computer science classes at a time. That sounds like a winner right there. It sounds like me when I was trying to get through master's computer science at Clemson. And every semester, I'm like, this semester, I'm going to be able to do all 3 master's courses. And then every semester, I'd drop one and be like, nope, too much work. 2's good for me. Oof. 5, 3,000 to 4,000 level and want to cry. Yeah, see, that's why you gotta pad it out. You can't just take like 5 hard classes every time. You gotta, like, I did most all of a philosophy minor and then did a business minor. Like, hey, I had like a quarter of I came in like skipping 2 gen eds and and the first 2 computer science classes. So, but that's why you take a minor. That's why you, like, if all your gen eds were done, then you still, as long as you're still trying to get out in 4 years and not do like a 3-year, like, oh my God, I'm super awesome at this, I'm gonna do it in 3 years. I finished it too because register. Okay, all right. So that's fair. There are probably some bottlenecks, and that's like one of the reasons they hired me 4 years ago. They were like, we don't have enough people to teach. Switch majors, yeah, that'll do it. Well, just because you finished your minor doesn't mean you can't go take some philosophy classes on the side. Yeah, 3 years is so much cheaper though. Okay, well then go take a business class or 3. My minor is more comp sci classes. I finished all my electives 2 years ago. Let's take the quiz. All right. We can complain while we take the quiz. Quiz the last. And the access code is CREAM. With an A. I was doing colors when I came up with these. Cream's a color. I know, right? We can all take it together if you want. I actually didn't spend any time making that. Like, I made it last year because I apparently wanted to be nice to all my students last year and forgot that I had made it. 3 could be false. I know. It's great. You're stuck on 3. So fried that you had to stop and think about it. It is not a paradox. You're a paradox. You know, I don't think this video is going to go up on YouTube today. I know you are, but what am I? Yeah, that's kind of where that was going, isn't it? See previous entry.
Hey, Craig, I have a question about project. So I was trying to debug the issue I was talking about where the student names don't come up in the grades resource.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to console log props, which doesn't really yield much helpful info to me. It has a bunch of other things that I'm not looking for because I think it's that reference field that's messing up. So where can I look to debug?
Record.
Props.record? Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes that won't actually, like, if I go look at, hold on one second. Because it actually does the, hold on, let me copy some stuff into that window. This one, yeah. So sometimes, like, this is actually what gets created, and then, like, these things actually get props with records, but it won't necessarily call this thing again every time it renders. Sometimes I'm like, it can be weird. So sometimes it takes what you've returned and just does a copy off of that and then passes props into these things instead of recalling your student show function. So that may or may not be the most useful thing. But if you really want to make sure you're getting the props that everything's getting, you can have, like, put a function in here, like, I don't know, you could make like a logger class, logger, and then up here define, like, const logger equals props. No. And console.log props record return something like span. I don't know, just to see what's in there. That might work if you don't see the props at the very top of student show or whatever.
Gotcha. And so, like, if you if I do console log it above the show right there,
that'll
it should
break.
just, like, log it once, right?
This here will break because it's not in curly brackets.
Yeah. I changed my code to put braces around there. Like, it'll just log it once for, like, the first time. It won't do it for every.
It might. I can't remember. I seem to remember having problems with that when I was writing, not this code, but, like, other React stuff for React admin. So you can try putting it in there. It might work, but if it calls it just once, it's probably not going to have the correct record because of the optimistic rendering that it does. It gets this before it actually has the record in place.
Allow me to snip this real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. So that like logger right there, the function can be used as a custom tag like that in React.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Neat. I'll give that a try.
That should work. Give it a try. And what else? There was somebody. So I think I had problems with the name showing up for me. And you're talking about the reference thing in grades, right?
Yeah.
The reference field that has student ID and
that has
source name.
Yeah, it references student ID to get the student name.
Yeah. So I think I remember I had that problem too, and I couldn't figure out what in my, like, when I was writing the code in class, I had that problem. When I just pasted in all my code at the end of the day, I didn't have that problem. So I would suggest doing, like, just having this as a, like, not a reference field, but have it as a text field that's just showing your student ID, get everything else done, and then come back and try and make this a reference field. Because it may be that, I think possibly this requires student show to be wired up in the resource for students, but I can't remember. I couldn't figure out what I was missing when I was in class writing this that I'm not missing. Like, I looked over everything in my code and like deleted stuff and couldn't get it. So I'm kind of confused about that, but I would suggest doing the reference field and the grade list component as like the last two things once you get everything else working.
I do have this everything else working, so that's why I was just wondering if like.
Oh.
That.
And is it actually returning the right stuff in the network when you do the reference field?
I don't know. That's what I was trying to console log to see.
You
if
can
like,
look in your network tab.
It,
you should see, even though it should be like, hey, do a get to grades, and then it should also do a get to students. And this actually, the reference field is the reason you had to do the get many, the get many, not get many reference, get many function in REST client, because it actually by default tries to do, where is it? JSON REST server. I think it's RA JSON REST server or something like that. So if we look at this, it's going to do get many. It's actually going to put like, how does it work? It might, I don't know. This is the reference is the reason we had the other REST client function, but I can't remember why. I think it does a get many, but it actually has like, it tries to do this, and then it just lists like /123 and /456 and all in one request.
Are you showing something outside of Sublime?
Oh, yeah, I am.
Okay.
There. Good call. I think this, but see, this actually would work with our API. It's this one, if you have like author ID equals C45, ampersand author ID equals 123, I think that's kind of the format it does it in, but it does it through the get call. So but yeah, look at your network connections, and that should at least tell you whether it's like your server's returning the wrong thing or not answering with anything, or your client is not sending the right request to your server, or it's actually just not parsing the request when it comes back.
So I do see it. It's getting a 404 back because it's looking for /students/undefined. So it's not, apparently it doesn't have like the ID it's searching for.
/student/undefined.
Yeah, it's an error that came up in the console.
Do you have both of the users in?
Yeah, I actually made a third one too. So
okay.
The students tab like works.
Yeah, normally. I mean, but you have like a Craig B and a C Baker.
Yep.
Why would it be doing undefined? /student/undefined. Huh. Are you like capitalizing? Are you referencing student_ID?
That should be the source in the reference field, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lowercase, but that I'm doing. But yeah, student_ID, and then that's the source. And then I reference students lowercase.
Yep. Reference students all lowercase. Sources student_ID all lowercase. Text field source is name, but that's not going to get there. And then in your app, is your resource named students all lowercase?
App. Yeah, it's all lowercase.
That should all tie together fine.
Someone said that they changed theirs to uppercase in the chat in the reference field, but
does it match the database for Project 5? Like whatever database name you have?
I can't remember. It might, or it might just always lowercase it anyways. But the resource name, I believe, is what the reference field references. So I think those have to match directly. So like this part here, I think, matches with this part here. So I think this name has to match this reference. So if you had one of them uppercased, then the other one has to be. And you can also check, like, when it gets its grades back, does every grade have a student ID attribute in it in the network tab? Because at first it gets that list of grades. And so,
yeah, that might be a problem.
Yeah, see what you're getting out of the grades list first.
Where can I, sorry for being ignorant on this, but like, could you screen share about where in the network tab you can view this? Because I don't really see anything on mine right now.
Yeah, I gotta turn my server on 1 second. Terminal. Come on, SSH. Yarn. And back to the browser. Nope, that's not the right place. Project 6. Development server is still starting up. Okay, I don't think I have everything copied over here, but if you go into, and you know, I'm in Firefox, but the same work. Go into your network tab and reload, and you'll see, where are we? Okay, so here it's getting students, and it's getting the whole thing. And if you go look at the response, you'll see all these different names and refs and stuff. And if I go over to grades, it'll then send another one. So it goes to get grades, and I have a student ID that's all lowercase in each one of these. And then you can see down here, it actually does a different get to just get C. Baker and Craig B. And that, let me see, yeah, and so that's get many. When they call get many, I have this console login here. And so it tells me what params they're looking for. So my get many actually splits that out into 2 requests and sends those, and then goes off and gets those from the server.
Okay, thanks. And yeah, I think mine has it's getting the 404 on there because of that undefined. So
yeah.
I'll have to look to see. But like you said, the grades object, right? To see if it.
Yeah, so that would be like in your network. First, it's going to get this grades request, which is like project 5 grades, and then it's going to have, you know, the end, the order, sort, and all that stuff. And you're going to have a response that has a bunch of grade objects in it. Each one of those needs to have a student ID. But Rhett said his is fixed, so make sure that the resource name was exactly the same as the reference.
Yeah, that's what mine is. That's why I'm. Okay, I guess I'll have to keep looking.
And you have get many working?
I think so. I mean, I'm pretty sure I just used the code that you put in the Slack for that, which was basically permissifying, or just like making a promise out of each.
Let me see what I put in Slack.
I'm gonna
look at that. Compare it to what I actually have in my code, because that might be what's throwing your undefined as well. Compare that to my code, which is here. Promises, results, push, get 1 resource ID, response results.push. Yeah, I mean, that looks about right. So here's what, I'll just put this in here and talk about it for a sec. Here's what we have from Slack. If it's not working, if you're getting an undefined, it might be, I mean, it's because get 1 is that you're actually passing in an ID that's not correct.
Yeah, I think it's saying that the ID is like undefined because it's searching for /students/undefined. So it's like
right. So try putting this console log in there and just see when your get many initially. Okay, wait, am I sharing the right screen? No. Sublime. All right. So try putting this console log at the top just to make sure that like when it calls get many, those params aren't already undefined, and that'll help you narrow it down some.
Cool. I'll go ahead and add that. And, well,
because
no
if
one
you
else
get
has anything, I'll
params
share in a
with,
minute.
yeah, if you get params with a bunch of empty IDs in it, then you know it's the previous request is giving you undefined. Otherwise, you know that somewhere inside this code you have a typo or something that's causing it to not actually get the ID out of params.
Now, the only thing I do slightly differently is I use a different loop. I do like let I of params.ids, but that should still work, right?
Let's find out. If I go over here and I have like 1, 2 with commas, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let R equal that, and then you do like, what do you do?
I just did for like let I of the name of the array, and then I should just be like the element.
Yeah, you one of them isn't undefined. Oh no, I think the whole for loop returned undefined. That's what happened. But yeah, that seems to work. So sure. But that's but that's the index, right? So you still have to do like.
Well, oh, is that the index?
Well, no, that's the actual value, right?
Should be the actual value.
Starts with 1. Okay, yeah. So that should work. Should.
You said well, console log the params, right?
Yes.
Get many.
Just like this.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Any other questions while he tries that?
I'm still having trouble with the yarn.
Yeah. So in your, how did I do that? I had some people that were missing some lines in their Docker file. You go to yarn installation, make sure you select Debian and Ubuntu here, and you'll need to run these, but remember you take all the sudos out, and then you have to do the update and install yarn.
Do you have to do like the yarn install at the end or like a yarn build? Because I think that I'm installing yarn correctly. It's just using npm for some reason.
No, you don't have to do a yarn start or anything, but let me try this. If I go over here, cancel out, and then I do the same thing that I was doing earlier, but do /bin/bash. And I do cd ... npx create react app blah. Okay, so I have to uninstall create react app first, of course, because this is that container that I didn't build correctly. Then this should run, and then I think at the very end it'll be like, see, it says yarn add, right? So it's actually using yarn here. I think it defaults to using yarn if yarn is installed correctly.
Okay, yeah, it took a second to get yarn installed correctly. So maybe it'll be working now.
And I'm going to wait for this to finish, but there's 1 or 2 other things you can do to check if yarn's up and running correctly. I'll show you in a second. Ugh. Okay, so this is going to take a while. Wow. This is really going to take a while.
Okay, I actually got yarn working, by the way.
Oh.
I think my issue was I was trying to build it at the end of the Docker file, and you just need to install it for it to work.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Also, the link stuff from the Slack that someone sent, if anyone else has that problem.
The link stuff from Slack.
About how you have to remove CMD test or something, because it'll download like a incorrect version of yarn.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. But this is exactly what I have in mind. This. Do a curl and then do apt key add and then echo this to the sources, remove all the sudos, and then just you have to do apt update and apt install. So if you don't do the update here, it's not going to pull down the yarn from this repo. It will just have the yarn from the regular Ubuntu repo. So you got to do the update before you do the install. Any other questions?
Oh, I'll just give an update. So the IDs actually, it console logged it like right, it printed out the IDs. So I'm just like double checking my loop to make sure I didn't make any dumb mistakes there.
Yeah. Okay. Michael asked, is today's class going to go up on YouTube? I don't know. There was a lot of just like random crap going on in the beginning of class, but I suppose I can upload it since possibly there was some useful stuff near the end. Took 45 minutes to get here, but there is a little bit of useful stuff at the end, I guess. Anybody else have any other issues? Otherwise, I'm going to dip out. Why don't I teach class in the spring? Well, 2 reasons. Like, you know, midsummer, I'm just like, oh, I cannot wait to teach class and like have a little bit extra money. And like, I really enjoy teaching class and all that stuff, which by the way, y'all have been like the best class I've taught in all 4 of my years of teaching. I don't know if it's because like this is the first class with prereqs on it instead of a special topics thing, or if it's because like people are different over Zoom or something, or just because I have like, you know, I just got lucky and got a really good, and then by the time December comes around, I'm just like, I'm so happy I'm not teaching in the spring. Oh my God. Yeah. But yeah, just about, June, July, I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to teach. Yeah. And then by the end of that, I'm just like, oh my God. Because it's like, there's all this other stuff that I got to like take care of and also work. And like my yard suffers and my house starts to just look like a mess and stuff because I'm like just spending my nights drinking and helping you all. Screw your home life. What about us? Hey, you were taken care of, all right? It's the people that want to take it in the spring that got screwed. But also the computer science department never really asked me to come teach again in the spring. In fact, I just got an email that was like, just want to be clear that we don't need you in the spring, but we do want you back next fall. And I'm like, yep, standard practice is fine. Yeah, whatever. So, well, I mean, I can't help you. It's not just me. Dr. Smotherman also doesn't have the money to pay me again, apparently.
Doesn't want to pay you 120 an hour?
I don't charge near that much. I don't really know how many hours I spend on this, but like I get 7,500 for the whole semester. So,
Wow, that's like half of one of our tuitions.
I know.
Gosh.
They're making so much money off of me. Do I get to choose what I charge? I mean, that was the first rate that they pitched to me, and I just haven't gone back and been like, hey, so I've been doing this for like 4 years, and it's now like a real course, so can you give me a little bit more money? Because like, it's like an extra $1,500. Like, I really don't care that much. I'm happy just to be doing it and getting paid, you know? $10K for Craig. Ask for more and give it to me instead. No, that'd be a conflict of interest, Zach. You know, maybe if all of y'all write really good reviews for me, you know, and then next year I can be like, look, I got like 100%. All of my students like me, except for the ones that like crapped out halfway through the course. But all the ones that actually stayed through, they liked me. They said I was like one of the best, most understandable, not just likable or whatever. I don't know. Not like I really care. I'm actually got no more COI after the excellent in web development scholarship. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. Well, thank you, Hannah. I appreciate the gesture. I could have fun grading more web apps and essays. What essays? I don't grade essays. Oh, from the scholarship application. No, although I do, they have me come in and help grade the hackathon, CU hackathon every spring. So if any of y'all are doing that, I will see y'all.
Wait, we do?
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my gosh. I'm co-director with Ethan and I had no idea.
I mean, I've been doing it like since every year students run it. And the first year I taught, like one of the students I taught was like, so you seem fun. Do you want to come help us grade stuff for the hackathon? I'm like, sure. And they just keep asking me back every year. I'm just like, cool. Whatever.
Totally Madison Maddox, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What should we do first after we get the React app created? You should get the HTTP client and so that it can do the whole. So did you do like the React admin start? So you should probably start with React admin, like changing out that app.js for the React admin tutorial. Get the HTTP client set up so it sends the basic auth stuff. Otherwise, nothing else will work. And then just start setting up like the student show, list show, and grades list and show, and then go from there. I would suggest doing the REST client override third to last, and then the reference field second to last, and then the last thing will probably be the grade list component. Nathan's like, I'm totally on top of stuff. Wait, who?
Okay, I have another debugging question.
Okay.
Is it helpful? Because I like reformatted my loop to be like the same as yours, and it still logs out the right IDs, but nothing's changed. So I'm wondering, is it useful to console log the results that come back from promise.all? Like, you know how we send it back as an object, like data results?
No, not really, because the network tab says you're sending undefined. Like this thing right here, the second argument in get one is probably undefined. You do have and it needs to be this is shorthand for ID : ID, right? So you do have that. You aren't just doing square brackets.
Yeah, I have the braces. I mean, I guess I could console log the ID just to see how that goes.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be back. Also, just a thought, is there an easier way to like SCP up to the server? Because of everything is protected by sudo in the container, I'm having to like sudo vim to edit these documents. Is that what you've been doing?
Once you use the create React app in the container to just make everything the first time, just do a chown-r Ubuntu. Outside of the, like, stop the container, sudo chown-r, like here.
Gotcha. And thanks for that.
Yeah, because you can just be like, all right, cancel this, exit, and then when it actually exits, sudo chown -R Ubuntu project 6 / what is it, app/star, or just like that even, and that will change the ownership of everything to Ubuntu, and then you can just SCP. Normally I'll do something like where is my code? CD into desktop CPSC project 6. Where's my projects? And what do I have in here? And since I just have like a Docker file or two and JS files, like this isn't the actual, this is just the files I was editing locally, so I just had them all on a flat thing. But you can just do SCP for star.js or something like that. So I just, once I'm in this directory, I'm just like, I don't care, copy all of the JS files into the app source directory.
See, this is helpful. Thanks.
Yeah. Does using double quotes instead of single quotes ever make a difference? No. You're welcome. All right, we got 20 more minutes, 19 minutes to go. I hope you all finished your quizzes. I know it was a tough one today. Anybody else have any questions? Seems like a lot of y'all are just kind of lurking, hoping that somebody else will ask a question that you also have, or just trying to osmosis some learning so that at some point you can actually start the project and remember some of this. Is that what we're doing? I don't know why your edit won't work, but I don't know what to ask about it. Yeah. So you just gotta think about your question. Consider, why isn't it working? Have you checked the network to see what it's sending and what it's coming back as? Maybe it's sending the wrong stuff because you have the sources named wrongly or something. I don't know. Also, do you have my code or do you have your code for Project 5? Access to code again. And if anybody wants my code, send me a direct message in Slack so I remember it. And can actually give you your code, because I don't want to give it out in the main channel because I think there's still 1 or 2 Project 5s. Aww. You guys in your drawing, I never notice it till the very end because I have it's not actually on my, it's not on my browser or anything. It's over here on my window, on my OBS projection preview.
I really don't want to think about the fact that my Project 5 could be ruining me.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I probably gave a lot of people 100 out of 100 on that still had problems with it because I'm kind of just a little lazier, or as lazy as most other computer science professors. I just admit it,
I did have to change one of my Project 5s because one of either the puts or the posts, or I think it was like a put, was like the body had an ID in it and it was rejecting it. So that may be an issue too.
Oh yeah, it does.
I did not like that at all.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. So what else we got? Yes, Zach. I think that's what are we talking about here, Zach?
I'm talking about the params to get one when you're calling it from get many, like the base client get one. Because like, you know how you said you did like ID in like curly braces, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that I like console logged that, and that's what it spit out. And I'm like, that seems right.
Right.
That's what it's passing into it.
Because this is Sublime. Because this is actually shorthand for ID : whatever the ID is.
Yeah.
So that's equivalent to that, really. So yeah, that should be right. So you're passing in an ID, and you just have two params to base client.getOne, the resource first, and then the ID second in curly brackets.
Yeah.
And it's still sending undefined? Like in the actual...
Yeah, let me go back to the network tab. I'm pretty sure, but I'll see what... oh, wait. Nope. Now it's coming back. Okay. Now I'll just look at a different problem.
Carry on.
I'm going to use this time until it's 5:15 if nobody else has questions. So please ask away, everybody else.
I'm sure other people will find this useful probably sometime this weekend when they come back and watch this YouTube video.
Yeah, I know. We know the real reason they asked you to post it.
Mm-hmm. Although they're going to have to sit through people drawing on the WebEx while I'm talking.
Craig, you let one of the old lectures from like a couple weeks ago go with drawings on the screen for the whole time because you didn't see them. And like, I tried to say something in the chat, but I was like, whatever. But when I went to rewatch the video, I just forgotten about it until I saw Sad Pepe over like the entire screen.
Well, you know, you can still kind of sort of read the code, right? Checkin.cs. What is check-in? I don't even know.
Do you not know what check-in is?
What?
Oh my gosh. Craig, you sign in and you give an attendance like string that people have to type in, and if they type it in, then they get credit for attendance.
Oh.
It's dumb, but like it works.
It's not even loading for me. You have to be on VPN?
You have to be on the network, yeah.
Ugh.
Which is why
that's so stupid.
It worked really well for in-person classes.
Yeah, I don't believe in taking attendance. That's dumb stuff. Look, if you don't want to come to class and you still do good on the oh, yeah.
We pay to be here and then you're going to punish us for not? Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're going to kick ass in the class and you don't need to actually come to class because you already know everything about web dev, fine. Enjoy. Half the kids would leave his class after filling out the check-in. Yeah. Attendance for extra credit actually works. I mean, that's kind of why I put passwords on the quiz, to be honest. It's my, like, I have to do some amount, like, Clemson kind of wants me to at least pretend like I'm doing attendance so that if somebody's failing, I can be like, yeah, the last time they were in class was blah. And the only real way I can do that is if I, like, put a password on a quiz. So, and then give that out in class. Used to stand outside the door for the check-in codes. That's actually pretty cool. Because then he doesn't even know you're there and you're just like leaning in like, what is it? Okay, peace. Yeah, I mean, you know, down with the system, right? Scan CUIDs. I feel like that's like at a certain point, you're like, that's kind of almost like a violation of privacy or some crap. I don't know. I guess scanning CIDs isn't too bad, but ugh. Well, I guess that's good. I'm gonna outlive them all. One fall semester at a time. What are we doing? Is somebody messaging me or something? I don't even know anymore. Contract tracing with CUIDs. I remember that being an idea back when I was working at CCIT. But then like I got a new job, and then like a month later, the other guy quit that was working on it or working towards some of that stuff. So they're totally kind of understaffed, and they refuse to hire anybody for IT. So kind of sucks for them. Why are they not hiring people? Because of the way the budget works for CCIT, they're responsible. Like the CCIT budget actually pays for shit like Canvas. The CCIT budget also gets all the money for the Medicare, Medicaid processing that they do for South Carolina. And then that all goes like right back out the door. So if you just look at their budget, it's like, oh my God, y'all get so much money. But it's like, a lot of that money is like going right back out the door to do the Medicare, Medicaid stuff. And then a bunch of the other money is like, we're paying for like university-wide subscriptions to Zoom and Canvas and all this other stuff. So and then they're like, all right, since your budget's so big, you're gonna have to cut like $2 million annually out of your budget. And they're like, oh, what? Yeah, 2 million. They were like, and before I left, they were able to shave off like, I think like 300,000 or 400,000 out of 2 million, and that was like as much as they could do. Yeah, seriously. Is what you should get back in a response? Yes, I believe that's right. The ID, the name, and the ref. Yes. Yeah, so CCIT kind of just gets rocked by just the way the budgeting stuff works, and they don't want to actually give up control of their budget. Also, they had like a $15 million like slush fund in CCIT that was just like extra money they'd saved for like 10 years, and money that they like helped make off of like working with Clemson University Research Fund to like patent out stuff. And so a lot of that dried up, but they still had the money for it. And like Clemson was like, we're not gonna like give you a fair budget. You have like $15 million in savings. And they're like, yeah, but we need that for stuff. So it's kind of CCIT's fault too, but mostly not CCIT's fault. I mean, the university had like what was it, $105 million budget deficit this year because of all the COVID stuff. I think that's what it was. Just like all the cleaning and testing and contact tracing and developing applications. And yeah, it was bad. Mm-hmm. Imagine the interest they get on a savings account with 15. Yeah. 15 cents per month. Yeah. Certainly wasn't enough to keep me around. Did I get fired? No. I got a new job. I even gave them like a week and a half to even come close to matching. Like I was making 85. I got an offer for 115. I was like, just like if you can even get like 105, I would take that. And they didn't even get back to me at all. They were just like, I was like, here's like, oh, I need to know by this date. It was like a week and a half out, and they never got me an official answer. And the unofficial answer was 95 was as high as they could go. I was just like, I mean, kind of sucks, but I gotta go take this 115. Why wouldn't I, right? Right now I work for Bos Allen Hamilton, which is a government contracting company, and I'm contracted out to the VA. But I might, no, not top secret. There is a minimal security clearance, but for sure a security clearance. But I don't know. I just got a new job offer today, so we'll see. We'll see if I take that. Kind of happy. Diving into the unknown. Lucky they didn't stumble upon your vase video. You know, I'm lucky a lot of people haven't stumbled upon that, and I'm unlucky that you all stumbled upon it. With its fascist regime influences. The WoW vids, well, thank you. We were like actually pushing, like, you know, I guess not top end, but like we weren't too far behind the lead raiders at the time when we were trying to get all that stuff, get all those bosses down. But yeah, Ignis was like my favorite video. I loved having all the damage graphs just be like, and then all right, heal graphs. I always play healer. What can I say? All right, it's 5:11. I'm getting out of here. Y'all be good. Have a wonderful end of your semester, and I will see some of you for your finals. And hopefully like Monday night, I'm gonna have to do a bunch of grading so that Monday night I can tell you whether you exempt the final or not. So we'll see. If you want to help me out, turn in your project early. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for a wonderful semester.
See you.
Thanks.
See ya.
Thank you.